Now on Talkie Solutions, an exciting new partnership that is going to help kids with cancer here in Southern Nevada. I'd like to welcome Dr. Renee Coffman from Roseman University and also Annette Logan-Parker with the Cure for the Kids Foundation. You guys are getting together. I want to hear about this.
Roseman University is a not-for-profit Nevada-based university that specializes in educating and training healthcare professionals. We have a pharmacy program, a nursing program, a dental program, and we also have a health professions-related MBA program. We hooked up with Cure for the Kids primarily at the beginning because they needed a building, and we had a building that we purchased about 2 years ago. It's a former Nevada Cancer building. We did that specifically to start a college of medicine because we need so many physicians here in Southern Nevada, and it had space that was able to accommodate treating pediatric cancer patients. So Annette and I created a partnership between the two organizations, and it's a match made in heaven.
It sounds like it. And I'm thinking, too, Dr. Coffman, about the location of the building you mentioned, the cancer center. Seeing it from the 215, I would imagine.
Exactly.
I know the building. So having the two of you working together, it's got to provide better service to the families of children dealing with cancer.
Yeah, I mean, the building is beautiful, and it was created specifically for cancer treatment. So it's a perfect hand-in-glove fit. And then from an organizational perspective, to have the opportunity to engage our students and our faculty in helping with the cancer treatment of these kids helps educationally, helps expand our offerings as a university. It's just an amazing partnership. It's one of those partnerships where 1 + 1 makes 3
yes.
or 5.
I love it when groups get together because the services that they can provide are exponentially better.
Exactly.
How did you feel about that, Annette, when you found out with Cure for the Kids Foundation that you had the opportunity to find that much-needed space by working with Roseman University?
Wow, we were so excited. You know, Cure for the Kids Foundation is the only cancer treatment center here in Nevada for children with cancer. And we outgrew our location almost the minute we moved into it. And we've been looking for a new location for quite some time. And when we were introduced to Roseman, we just couldn't believe the synergistic relationship that was capable with us coming together, primarily because one, the location is beautiful. It's been built specifically for cancer treatment in an outpatient environment. So we have a beautiful infusion center, procedure rooms, a state-of-the-art pharmacy. It's been great. The building is so welcoming for the families. It's in a great location. And we're really excited about the opportunity to bring in students from Roseman. One of our largest obstacles is attracting qualified medical professionals to help us advance our mission. And we routinely have to relocate people, physicians, nurses, lab techs. We have to relocate a lot of different professionals to help us. And when we can work together with Roseman to create an interest early in a student's academic career, hopefully we'll have some future pediatric oncologists, definitely some pediatric oncology nurses, and some pharmacists that want to specialize in the cancer treatment arena. So,
I love that idea. That is so great.
Really excited.
We're talking with Annette Logan-Parker with Cure for the Kids Foundation and also Dr. Renee Coffman from Roseman University. You know, that's one of the knocks that has always existed for Las Vegas. Well, we don't have good medical treatment here. They've said that for decades. But the fact is, we've got a lot more resources than we ever had before. And it sounds to me, Dr. Coffman, like Roseman University is going to help provide a lot of those much-needed professionals. And when you work with the Cure for the Kids Foundation and they find out how much satisfaction they get from helping the family of these kids with cancer, maybe that's going to make them want to stay.
Yeah, that opportunity to expose students to a different type of treatment paradigm with pediatric oncology is huge. I mean, oftentimes you really don't know what interests you until you have the opportunity to be exposed to that arena within healthcare. And so just the opportunity to expose our students to that, I think, provides a pathway for them, and they can actually see themselves working in that environment, working with these kids, working with these families. And like you said, the great satisfaction that you can get from helping kids in that situation, it's really unparalleled. So that opportunity really creates a pathway because of this synergistic relationship that we have.
Dr. Coffman, did you have any kind of a history of background until the partnership with Cure for the Kids Foundation in dealing with families of kids with cancer?
No, we didn't. I mean, obviously we have partnerships with all of the hospitals around the valley, and we're almost 20 years old. We're going to be celebrating our 20th anniversary as an institution here in Nevada next year. And certainly we have all of those partnerships, but the ability to link up in a much more, I would say, close way, intricately linked with Cure for the Kids, makes a bigger difference in being able to advance this partnership and advance our mission as well as Cure for the Kids' mission.
Has the partnership officially gotten underway between Cure for the Kids Foundation and Roseman University?
Yes, the partnership officially was inked about May of this year.
So you're finding out very quickly, I'm sure, about how much synergy there is between the two organizations.
Well, what's exciting is, we're both homegrown organizations. Annette is the founder of Cure for the Kids. I'm one of the co-founders of Roseman University. And the excitement that we have when we get together, we were just talking about that before we walked in, of all of the ideas that keep bubbling up between the two of us and between the folks that we work with about, we didn't think about we could do X, Y, and Z. Just the opportunity to advance that because of the ideas. And we're very similar in how we started and how we have grown. We have a very entrepreneurial spirit, even as a not-for-profit on both sides here. I think that allows us to really be creative about how we moved forward.
Annette, Cure for the Kids Foundation, did I read somewhere that previously you had to send families to a number of different locations to get the services that they were needing?
Yes, absolutely. Just as recent as 12 years ago, when Cure for the Kids Foundation was an idea on the kitchen table, literally it started at the kitchen table. We were still sending kids out of state for a significant amount of their care. We have since become a regional center. So we cure cancer every day right here in Las Vegas. And we have kids come to us from Utah, from Arizona, from parts of California. So we're quickly becoming a regional center. We're Joint Commission accredited, so we follow the same best practices as any other center of excellence across the country. We refer very few children out of state now. We still don't do bone marrow transplants in Nevada, but we're hoping to be focusing on that in the very near future.
You watch everything will come along in good time.
Absolutely.
As far as the expenses that a family might incur from getting services through Cure for the Kids Foundation, are you helping them with that?
Yes. The hallmark of Cure for the Kids Foundation is really our charity care plan. We don't turn children away for financial reasons at all. We have a sliding fee scale that's based on 400% of the federally published poverty index, so it's very generous. And we work with community partners for different diagnostic testing and lab testing. But yeah, we will treat any child, regardless of their family's ability to pay for services or not.
How do you get your referrals? Do they come directly from doctors diagnosing a child with a cancer?
Generally, we get our referrals directly from the hospitals, insurance companies, or physicians. They come in a variety of ways. A child could end up in the emergency room for an unexplained broken bone, and it turns out to be some type of cancer, and we'll get called in from a referral from a hospital. Because we're the only cancer treatment center in the community, everybody from a healthcare perspective knows how to get a hold of us and where we are.
And I love also shining a light through Talking Solutions on wonderful things in our community, including Cure for the Kids Foundation, and now with the partnership with Roseman University. Dr. Renee Coffman, you were saying almost 20 years? Yeah. I remember when Roseman first got here.
It's gone really fast. We've grown, I would say, in the same way that Cure for the Kids has grown, really in response to the needs of our community. We started with the College of Pharmacy because there was no College of Pharmacy in the state, and Nevada had to import pharmacists from other states to meet the need. And very quickly, our hospital partners said we need nurses, and so we started a nursing program to the point where now we're starting a College of Medicine because of the huge need for physicians in our community. And Annette's been the same way with Cure for the Kids. Their growth has been in response to a need. And so even though that timeline may seem quick, I would say for both kids with cancer and for our health care in Nevada, we probably haven't grown quickly enough.
Well, you're responding to the need, which is excellent. I know I've been a part of Southern Nevada for more than a quarter century. The growth that we have all seen, the city is ballooning in size. Certainly our needs for medical help and medical excellence have expanded as well. And now when it comes to Cure for the Kids Foundation, with this population growth, I would imagine you see a proportional growth also of families and kids with cancer who need your assistance.
Yes, absolutely. As our population grows, statistically speaking, the amount of children diagnosed with cancer in our community will continue to grow.
How do you fund your efforts?
Well, we are often heard saying that we earn our money the old-fashioned way. It's kind of a Robin Hood concept where we bill and collect from insurance companies really no differently than any other for-profit organization would. We just choose to take our revenue and we roll it back into advancing the mission of the organization and meeting the needs for growth rather than giving it to investors or owners or shareholder returns. So we are just very wise with our resources, and we do have some fundraising events. We are a tax-exempt organization, so we accept donations. We apply for grants. We have some fundraising activities throughout the year where we raise money to support the cost of our charity care plan.
Well, it sounds like you actually bill like any medical organization would, and whatever is coming to you from the insurance company, you just take it and turn it and plow it right back in to do more good.
Yes, that's exactly our strategy. We function really no differently than any other for-profit medical facility. We just chose tax-exempt status when we sat down to create this business model, primarily so that we could get some additional community support for our charity care plan and things like that. We really run our program no differently than any other medical institution would expect to do.
I would think that as the word spreads of the good work by Cure for the Kids Foundation here in Southern Nevada, who's going to say no to helping kids with cancer? I don't want to know those people. I feel that way. I feel that way.
Right, they're the same as people that kick dogs,
yes,
right?
Yes. You know I'm on a board for a charity for animals, right? Of course. It's a wonderful cause. It's one of those warm, fuzzy causes where nobody would say no to kids with cancer and their families because it is just devastating.
And the whole family is impacted in such an extreme way.
Mm-hmm. What kind of services are you able to offer to the families?
We're a full cancer treatment center, so we do all of our diagnostics there. We have a COLA accredited laboratory. It's a moderate complexity lab. We have a full service pharmacy. We have an infusion center. We do all of our own procedures on site. So we do bone marrow biopsies, lumbar punctures, intrathecal chemotherapy. We have a staff of almost 100 that range from physicians and nurses. We have a full-time master's prepared child life specialist. We have clinical psychology. We have patient navigation. We have an entire patient experience department. So whatever the families need, if we can't provide the services, we'll find somebody in the community that does.
Annette Logan-Parker is with us from the Cure for the Kids Foundation. You were mentioning, Annette, that you also help to care for the family because when a child is diagnosed with cancer, the whole family is affected, especially I find siblings who don't get as much attention as they used to. It's all about the child with cancer, which it has to be. But is there anything through Cure for the Kids where siblings get to do anything?
We have created an environment specifically to be family, child-friendly, family-friendly, sibling-friendly. So the siblings are welcome in the center. Oftentimes, we have just as many siblings in the infusion suite as we do patients. We have quite a few events where siblings are encouraged. We have a big bowling event. We have different activities for the whole family. We have a Christmas party that we're working in conjunction with Candlelighters on where siblings are included. So yeah, the thing is when a child has cancer, the whole family is disrupted. And just like you said, the siblings, they no longer have time to go to soccer practice and different things like that because everybody's seeking the care that they need to save the child's life. And it's very disruptive.
I will say one thing that has been positive about the synergy and moving into the building that we have that's part of Roseman University is the environment itself makes it much more conducive for the whole family to be there and be supportive. The way that the building has been created and built really was designed to have that support system be there. So like the exam rooms are larger than normal exam rooms would be in a normal physician's office. The whole infusion center, it has a beautiful sky painted on the ceiling. It has huge windows that overlook the strip and plenty of chairs and space so that those support system can be there with the person that's getting treated at that time. So that environment, I think, has really been also a huge positive, not only for the kids, but also the family.
Boy, having that building available, what a gift.
And the grounds are spectacular. There's some wonderful outdoor space where families can go. It's a spacious, beautiful location. It was very well designed, and we're just so grateful to have an opportunity to pick up where the Nevada Cancer Institute left off. Renee and I often talk about how we've kind of resurrected the original mission behind the efforts. That was a community-wide effort. Lots of people in the community came together to build that building in order to provide research-focused, education-based oncology care. And it is really quite a privilege to be able to be doing that right here in our community.
Annette Logan-Parker from Cure for the Kids Foundation in studio with us. Also today, Dr. Renee Coffman with Roseman University. You said, Dr. Coffman, that the partnership between your two organizations, you're a few months into it. From the perspective of Roseman University, overseeing the students and seeing their interactions with the Cure for the Kids Foundation, seeing what they are experiencing, what do you feel about the partnership at this point?
Well, I think we have a lot of opportunities. Our students are not engaged right now simply because they had to get the clinic up and running. But the exciting part is seeing all these different opportunities. And I'll tell you about one in particular that I think probably didn't even occur to us at the beginning. But as Annette has engaged with the people at the university, all of these different avenues start to pop up. We have a College of Dental Medicine, and we are already talking about the opportunity to put a couple of dental chairs in with Cure for the Kids, because what Roseman found out, and Annette certainly knew, was that oftentimes the children that she's caring for aren't able to get normal treatment from their regular doctor or dentist simply because they're on different medications, they are more fragile, they're more prone to infection for a lot of reasons. So having the opportunity to create a service that didn't exist before, but that is much needed by these kids, is something that I think we probably, neither one of us would have explored on our own, but because we're together, have been able to create this new treatment paradigm or new service pathway for these kids. You know, it's just an opportunity to be together and think creatively about solutions that we can together provide that by ourselves we wouldn't have been able to.
More pieces that fit perfectly into that puzzle of caring for those children.
Absolutely.
I love that idea. Plus, seriously, how many doctor's appointments can you have during a week? You know, these kids are doing so much with cancer treatment. Do we have time for the teeth cleaning and dealing
Getting
with
their
the
sports
teeth?
physical with another one we've talked about.
Yeah,
you know, if they want to play
absolutely.
sports.
You guys can serve all kinds of needs for these families. It is Cure for the Kids Foundation with Annette Logan-Parker and Dr. Renee Coffman with Roseman University. Annette, you've been in with us before. You know that with Talking Solutions, we're always going to ask, what can we do to help you?
Wow, that's a great question. One of our goals for Cure for the Kids Foundation is we really do want to become a household name in the community. We would like to become Nevada's charity of choice. We're a very unique nonprofit organization where we provide very specific medical care. So I think getting the word out, helping us let the community know that we're here and what we do would be great.
It is so tough for anybody, whether it's your family or not. We all hear stories about kids with cancer, and your heart breaks. It's not fair. They haven't had a chance to do anything yet. But knowing that we have resources here in Southern Nevada, that means that parent with a child with cancer is not going to automatically start looking into, can we drive to LA? Can we fly? Can we go wherever? They can start here and find out how much is available. I'm sure, Annette, that you have a website for Cure for the Kids Foundation.
It's www.cure4thekids.org.
You know that we're going to put the links and everything on the Talking Solutions Facebook page, along with the podcast of our discussion today.
And you know, I was thinking when you asked about what you could do to help us, one of the things we really want the community to know is that we have the Storybook Homes long-term follow-up program sponsored by Catherine and Wayne Laska from Storybook Homes. And we want the community to know that if you're a survivor of childhood cancer, whether you were treated here or anywhere else, whether you were treated in the 70s or 80s, it doesn't matter when, you're welcome to participate in our long-term follow-up program. There are more survivors of childhood cancer today than there are children being diagnosed. And that responsibility is really a great opportunity to let people know in the community that they should be followed for secondary issues and also contributing to the long-term survival statistics that we need. So any assistance to let people know that the long-term follow-up program is here, and everybody is welcome. You don't have to have been treated in our center. We'll treat anybody, and it doesn't matter how old they are right now in their lifespan.
The long-term follow-up for cancer patients for these kids, how exciting is it that that pool keeps growing? There are more and more survivors.
Yes.
It makes it all worth it, doesn't it?
It certainly does. I'm often asked, what's my favorite part about working with kids with cancer? And I have to tell you, it's the wedding announcements. It's the college graduation announcements. It's when children that we've treated years ago stop by and introduce their new babies to us when we weren't even sure if they were going to survive, let alone be able to have a family of their own. So sometimes I have to wait a really, really long time. But I love that. I love to see the survivors come back and share with us where they are in their very normal life. That's very rewarding for me.
It's the kind of stuff that their parents could not have imagined could happen when they first got that cancer diagnosis.
Yes.
And wouldn't it also be true that you wouldn't have any greater spokesperson or proponent for Cure for the Kids Foundation than the kids themselves who, with your help, have survived and gone on to do amazing things?
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah, often people say, wow, that job must be so hard. And it is challenging. You know, we have grief management issues and compassion fatigue, but there's nothing more rewarding than having those survivors come and share their life with us.
And over the years, have you found, Annette, that you have more and more of those stories?
Oh, absolutely.
That's the good part.
That is the good part.
Dr. Renee Coffman with Roseman University. You get the same question, Talking Solutions, what can we do to help you?
Well, it's also getting the word out about Roseman University as well, and the fact that we are a not-for-profit university. It's high time, as Nevada has grown, to have a complementary private post-secondary opportunity for our kids as well as the public. When we think about college in Nevada, oftentimes we think about UNR and UNLV, but to have a really healthy and vibrant higher educational community, it helps to have those private schools out there as well. And when you think about nationwide, some of the best schools in the United States, Stanford, Harvard, USC, those are all private, not-for-profit institutions, just like Roseman University. And I think one of the things that we bring to the table that may not be as apparent, certainly we're creating healthcare professionals, we're educating healthcare professionals, we're helping with the clinical services, like with Cure for the Kids, but we also do research. And the opportunity to expand with Cure for the Kids into oncology research is huge. And right now, the governmental granting landscape is very tight. NIH budgets get cut year over year over year. Fewer institutions get funded, fewer researchers get funded. And certainly there are opportunities for people in this community to give toward research efforts as well as the treatment efforts. And it's so needed. The opportunity to utilize the expertise that we have within our faculty and to capitalize on treatment that Cure for the Kids offers for pediatric oncology, there's a lot of research opportunities that we can expand upon as well. So to let the public know that it's more than just educating, it's more than just treating, it's being able to do the research that advances those treatments so that even fewer kids have to go through what the kids that we see at Cure for the Kids go through, and to help with those long-term follow-up issues you may not even think about. Sometimes you think about when you're cured of cancer, that's it, it's all done. But these drugs that treat the cancer oftentimes have lasting effects. So, you know, the opportunities to capitalize on what we have in research is also huge that I think may not occur to most people.
And when advancements are made through research, it's not just held as the big secret for children's cancer. Those discoveries are shared across the board.
Absolutely.
Medicine as a whole benefits from all the research, so it can help everyone.
Absolutely.
For Roseman University, your website?
It's www.roseman.edu.
roseman.edu. We're going to have all the information, links, and everything on the Talking Solutions Facebook page, along with a podcast of our discussion today. This is nice to see this kind of homegrown Southern Nevada effort that you have put together. It just makes sense. And using the old Nevada Cancer Building for your facility, having all of that built in already, it just was meant to be. Annette, is there anything that I'm forgetting?
No, I think that we're good. We're excited to be in the new location, really putting emphasis on the fact that that building that the community worked so hard to build is back in use for its original intended purpose. I think the folks of Southern Nevada should be very excited and very proud of that we didn't let that original vision go. We kept looking for solutions and we're making it work.
And Cure for the Kids Foundation now is in a new partnership with Roseman University. Dr. Renee Coffman, am I forgetting anything?
No, I would just piggyback on what Annette said in that not only have we been able to use that building that went vacant for some time for its intended purpose, but I would say for even greater purpose, because as we bring on this College of Medicine, and again, that's why Roseman purchased that building in the first place, as we bring that on, the opportunity not only to help cure kids with cancer and to treat kids that have cancer, but also to train the next generations of pediatric oncology physicians and to develop fellowship programs and residency programs that mean that those students, medical students, pharmacy students, nursing students, get that exposure to oncology and stay here, stay in this state and contribute to future healthcare. It takes it beyond what the original intent even was of the Nevada Cancer Institute.
That's what we want, to further develop our medical opportunities right here in Southern Nevada.
Exactly.
And the services that are offered therein. It just makes sense that you guys got together. Over coffee. I don't know how it happened.
It's made in heaven.
Yeah, and both locally grown organizations, Annette Logan-Parker with the Cure for the Kids Foundation and Dr. Renee Coffman from Roseman University. Thank you so much for coming and telling us all about this new partnership on Talking Solutions.
Thank you.
Thanks.